Oh, bonjour, Ginawa, Minawa. Welcome back to another episode of Ojibwe Language Table with Wes Jourdain. Lesson number 40, the big 4-0, talking about Andi ezhaayan. Andi ezhaayan, where are you going? In this lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the common places that we do frequent, that we go to, and we'll learn how to say those things in Ojibwe. We will learn how to ask the question, where are you going? And we'll give some examples of places where we go. So again, lesson 40, Andi ezhaayan, where are you going? Always start out our Ojibwe language table with our self-introduction. Bonjour, Kinawia, Anin bonjour. Wes Jourdain and Deja Nakaz, Gidaga Benesi Indigo, Migizin and Duodame, Musqua Gamiwi Zaga Gunning and Duan Jaba, Oga Conning, Gae Ga Sanitza Cognin Da. And so that's our self-introduction. If you don't know in self-introduction, please visit I think it's the first session, first lesson on Ojibwe language table. You're gonna have to go back a ways to get through to the beginning, but we're on lesson 40, working on Andi ezhaayan, and that is in question form. Andi or Anindi. You're gonna see right here. Where are you going, Andi or Anindi? Where? Okay, ezhaayan is change conjunct from ezha, which means she or he goes to a certain place. The I changes to an E, initial vowel change going on there. And those are other things that we can talk about in future lessons. Yun, meaning you. All right, so let's take a look on the ezhaayan. Odainang in Deja. Or you can put in Deja at the beginning. In Deja, Odainang. Hey, I'm going to town. Odaina, town. A is the connector. Ung, ng is locative, which means it gives it its location, where you're going. Odainang in Deja. I'm going to town. And I have 10 examples of different places that we frequent when we go places. And most commonly, I picked the 10 most common. And if these aren't, your common places that you go, please, feel free to comment, or feel free to send me a message somehow or way, and maybe you want to know how to say a different word for different places where you go. You can surely do that, and I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to comments. I'm open to criticism. As long as it's constructive criticism. Being respectful in a sense that you're not degrading me in any way. I suppose I'll quit enough with that now. So, Odainang in Deja, I'm going to town. On Deja, you can ask somebody, where are you going? Gikino amade we gamigong. Gikino amade we gamigong in Deja. Gikino amade we gamigong in Deja. I'm going to school. I'm going to the school. Someone asks you on the ezhaayan, gikino amade we gamigong in Deja. Gikino amade wag. They teach it to each other. I suppose the root word in this is gikino amade. I, another, as you can see two I's. There's an I in between here that connects that gikino amade to the word wigamig. As you can see right here, wigamig. And then we add for a locative. Okay, so we have gikino amade wag. They teach it to each other. I is the connector. Wigamig, built structure or a building. And in this case, it ends in a G, so we're going to add Wigamigong, our locative makes it the place of, which is the school. Gikinomadi Wigamigong in Deja, I'm going to the school. All right, here we go. Andi ezhaayan. Anindi ezhaayan. You might hear some people say Anindi ezhaayan. Okay. Adawe with gamigung and Deja. Adawe with gamigung and Deja. I'm going to the store. Most commonly, common place where we go. This one can be said majority of times. Adawe is a word that means she or he buys. Okay, we gummick. We gummick is our built structure, our building. And again, is our locative, giving it its location on where we are going. On the ezhaayan. Oh, in Adawe with gumigong and Deja. I'm going to the store. And the I part is right here. Ind. That means I or me. Okay, ezha means she or he is going somewhere. Okay, Adawe, she or he buys things. And Wigamik is the building. Is locative. Okay, you can also put in Deja in the front if you'd like. In Deja, Dawe Wigamigong. Hey, I'm going to the store. Still means the same thing. Anin ezhaayan. On ezhaayan. We sine with gumigong. We sine with gumigong in Deja. All right, is a word for we sine with gumigong is a word for a restaurant. Okay, some of you like to go out and eat. On ezhaayan, where are you going? We sine with gumigong in Deja. I'm going to the restaurant. We sine is our word right here. We sine. She or he eats. There's a connector I right after it. Of course, we have wigamik, which is our building. And again, is our locative. And I should have added in Deja on here. Okay, so ind is the personal prefix of talking about who is doing it. I am doing it. Ind, ne, or ne. I suppose some people do say nin Deja. So if you do that, you have your N here, ne. I. Ezha, she or he goes. So I'm going. We siniwigamigong to the restaurant. Okay. The word to is kind of already built into it. Okay. So don't get too frustrated about how come he didn't say to. Where's to? Well, Ezha is kind of talking about is going. It's going to, or she or he goes to a certain place. Okay. Ezha. I thought I might have, I don't know, did I put that on here? I'm not too sure. On the ezhaayan. Mazanai ganwin. Mazanai gani with gamigung in Deja. Mazanai gani with gamigung in Deja. Okay, I'm going to the post office. Mazanai gani with gamigung in Deja. I'm going to the post office. Mazanai gun is a book, a letter, a document, or a paper. As per the Ojibwe People's Dictionary, that's where I pulled that out of. And it's just common. You know that after a while, you know what Mazanayigan means. I, as you can see, another I in here, connector. Wigumik, right there. And again, locative. And in Deja. Mazanayigani wigumigong in Deja. I'm going to the post office. All right, could be a way to say that. On the ezhaayan. On the ezhaayan. And if you say Zagaswe de Wigamigong in Deja. Zagaswe de Wigamigong in Deja. I'm going to the council. Okay, talking about the tribal council where they meet. Okay, Zagaswe. Zagaswe de Wigamigong in Deja. Zagaswe, have a smoker, invite him or her. Idi is what we call a reciprocal. Again, our double I you see here, it's a connector so that we can put on with gummick. Okay. And we had to give it its location or the locative. So that is that one. Zagaswe di wigamegung and Deja. A little tongue twister there, but that's okay. The more you practice these, the more you hear them, the more you say them, and the more you use them in a common everyday talk. I suppose these things become second nature. When you learn just these little phrases. Someone might ask you in English, "Where are you going?" And you can say these to them in Ojibwe, and it'll make them go, wonder what he said. What did you say? And then that's your opportunity to teach them what you know about that Ojibwe word. And don't be afraid to share what you know with other people. Even if it's just a little bit, even if as if you just know in Deja, I'm going Iwide over there. Iwide in Deja, I'm going over there. Even just something like that. Real simple, real basic. So moving along on the ezhaayan. Next one we have is Agendasu Wigamigung in Deja. Agendasu Wigamigung in Deja. On the ezhaayan, where are you going? Agendasu Wigamigung in Deja. I'm going to the library. All right, so that's a common one too. We might have to go check out a book or anything like that. So the word agendaso means she or he counts or she or he reads. So we have that in the front. I forgot to put another O, which is our connector. If you have the same ending here as a vowel, agendaso, you would add your connector the same. You would add the same letter. So this turns into from agendaso to agendasu ikamigung in Deja. But when you get comfortable with saying this, you don't really stress that part. You just flows. Agendasu ikamigung in Deja. So I kind of use in there. Agendasu ikamigung in Deja. You can barely catch that. But to a speaker, they're gonna understand that. Agendaso Igamegung in Deja. Oh, they're going to the library. Okay, that's that one. So on the ezhaayan, Itchie Dawe we Gamigung in Deja. Itchie Dawe we Gamigung in Deja. I'm going to the mall. Okay, maybe you call Walmart this. Maybe you call Walmart the mall, and you can say that you're going there. Some people use the store in town as the mall. They say mall. We're going to the mall. I'm going to the mall. Gitchi Adawe with Gamigung in Deja. Gitchi, of course, means very, quite, big or great, giant, enormous, huge, I suppose anything like that. So Adawe again is our store. With Gumig, built structure or building. Ung is our locative. I'm going to the big store in Deja. I'm going Gitchi Adawe, big store with Gumigung, the building. Okay. Throwing all these together. We have a couple more, I believe. These ones are also common. I've heard and I've said these before. Ane ezhaayan, where are you going? Zagay gunning in Deja. I'm going to the lake. Zagay gunning in Deja. Zaga igun is a noun meaning the lake. Ing gives it its location. Okay, locative, saying at the lake. I'm going to the lake or at the lake. I'm going to be at the lake. And our last one, I believe, Z being in Deja. Ande ezhaayan, where are you going? Z being in Deja. I'm going to the river. Okay, a lot of people go to the river. They do a lot of things at the river. They fish. They hang out. They read a book. Do all kinds of things, even at the lake. So you can use this Zibing in Deja. Zibe is a river. Ing is our locative, giving it its location. So I hope I've given some insight a little bit on how to respond to someone asking you where you're going. In future episodes, we'll kind of knock. We'll get into asking about what time are you going to the store, when are you going to the store, uh, um, in future episodes like that. We're just gonna keep building on each episode until it kind of, we get the point, and then we'll jump into a different subject. That's how I've been wanting to do my Ojibwe language table, and I want to say miigwech to everyone who's been watching my videos and sharing them on social media outlets, and just sharing with your friends. That's the only way that we're gonna learn languages, by sharing with one another. And and I want to say miigwech bizindawig minawa, miigwech ki kanawaban damek minawa. And thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for watching. Always, it makes me feel good, to share what I know, and what little I know about the Ojibwe language. And this is a good starting point for a lot of people. This is what I wanted to know when I first started language learning, and since kind of grew on that by inch by inch, I suppose you could say, little by little. And that's where it needs to begin. Take that first step into language learning, and then pretty soon you're speaking, and pretty soon you're sharing what you know. So gigawabmin and him minawa. I will see you all again. See yous again at some point in time. Aha ba ma pi. Ayangwa miziyok. Gigawabmin and him minawa.